Hi guys, my name is Lucia and welcome back to another video in my series Make Up Your Mind, where I talk about makeup related things I have made my mind up about. Today is a very special day because I am collabing with Lauren from Lauren May Beauty. I am so ecstatic to be filming this collab. If you guys have not seen Lauren's channel, you definitely should go subscribe to her. She is so inspiring. She's one of the main inspirations for this series when I first started it. She has a series called Tube Talks, and she talks about stuff somewhat relating to my series, but more about YouTube and thoughts on certain things in the community. My video today is going to be makeup brands that need to slow down their releases. Lauren is filming kind of the opposite video to this, which is brands she wishes would come out with more stuff. Please go check her out. Tell her I sent you. She is lovely. You will adore her channel. Go subscribe. She is very like me in the sense that she doesn't just push products down your throat. She reviews things. She gives her honest opinion. You guys have been saying that I am refreshing to the community. She is also so refreshing. If you are looking for another channel like that, you will love her content. If you guys have missed any videos from my Make Up My Mind series, I will link the playlist down below, and I want to give a quick disclaimer. I always give disclaimers in these videos because they are always very opinionated and you are welcome to have a different opinion than I have. The beauty community has become so oversaturated with new releases. Now, I definitely see the other side of this. Well, Lucia, it's so exciting that there are all these new products, and before you only had a certain amount of products to choose from. And I get that. I think that it is so exciting that we have all these different options, but it can be incredibly overwhelming, especially if you were in the mindset of, I have to keep up with everything, I have to keep up with what the beauty gurus are telling me to buy, what comes out from my favorite brands. It can just weigh you down, all these new things that are constantly coming out. And the first brand I want to talk about is Colourpop. Let's be very clear here. I really like Colourpop as a brand. I haven't loved everything I have tried from them, but as a brand, I love their image. I love that they bring affordable products that are actually good quality to you. But oh my god, every day they have a new thing that's coming out. I remember when they released their pressed single shadows and I bought some, and then they released a ton more, and I didn't even know which ones were new. And then they have so many limited edition collections that they're coming out with. Then they released their pressed bronzers and their pressed blushes and highlighters, and I didn't even hear anybody talking about it because what has happened is there's so many new things coming out all at once that it's less likely people will talk about your new product. Whereas if Colourpop is coming out with one new thing, then maybe people will say, oh hey look, Colourpop is coming out with something. But last week it was concealers and this week it's bronzers, and it's so overwhelming. Sometimes I'll see people talk about something from Colourpop and I'm like, when did that happen? It's just too much. I want them to slow it down because I want to support them as a brand. And you guys know I really don't buy that much new makeup. I still love to look at things that are coming out, and sometimes something will catch my eye and I will buy it. It's very overwhelming. I remember feeling like this starting about a year ago. This has been going on for a while, and it leaves you to question, maybe not for Colourpop because I think their quality is great, but just in general, how good quality can these things possibly be if they're constantly coming out? I think Colourpop just came out with a bunch of new lipsticks. I saw Kathleen Lights do a video about this, but I didn't see anyone else talking about it. Maybe one other person, but it's so much that I don't even know how to tell if these things are good anymore because no one can keep up. The next brand is Urban Decay, and I actually wasn't going to talk about this brand. I didn't think that this brand was coming out with too many things, and then I looked up their products and they had all these products that were new collabs with people I've never heard of, and I just thought, when did this happen? When did this release? I never saw anyone talk about this, and I realized that I have seen over the past couple of years a lot of Urban Decay limited edition collabs come out, and they come out with new palettes. They now have the mini heat palette, which is literally the same as the heat palette, except it has less shades. And I just think, you know, this used to be the brand that was the brand. You had your Naked palette and that was it. That was what you had. That was how you did your makeup. Your eyeshadow was with your naked palette. With the oversaturation comes the need to stand out. Everyone has to stand out, and I think that by making these collabs, they are trying to be different and they're trying to come out with new stuff. It just doesn't always work out, and I think, you know, especially with collabs, when they're limited edition or you haven't heard of the person, it's just surprising that a brand so big can have these collabs that I have never heard of. My voice is starting to get very scratchy. I am so sorry. The weather here is so strange, so I'm getting a little sick. I saw Raw Christy Beauty doing a first impressions video on one of the new collabs that Urban Decay had, and I saw it in the store. Besides that, I've never heard anyone talk about it. Honestly, it makes me sad. Like, this topic, this isn't me saying brands are terrible, how dare they come out with stuff. The beauty community in general has become so oversaturated. Everyone loves everything, and these brands think they have to make 1,001 things in order for one product to stick, and I don't necessarily think that's true. I wish that that trend would change, because I think as a brand it's probably really exhausting to constantly think, okay, what's the next thing? What can we come out with next? I know we just did something, but we already need a new launch. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. The next brand is Tarte. Again, I wasn't gonna mention Tarte. I thought, oh, Tarte doesn't come out with that many new things, and then I looked up Tarte on Ulta, and all these new arrival products came up, and I was like, when did any of that happen? There is the Tarte Shape Tape 12-hour eye primer stick. They have all these sets. You know how they take their blushes and they make every combination of blush you could possibly think of and put it in a palette? They have some of those. Of course, the foundation came out and we all had our feelings about that. They have some new palettes that I haven't seen before and all these mini things. They have a limited edition Amazonian Clay waterproof bronzer. I don't know if it's different from the other one. I don't know if the other ones aren't waterproof. They have these color correcting palettes, this chrome paint shadow pot, and I'm just thinking, when did this happen? None of this stuff sticks, and you know, it's hard because Tarte had Shape Tape, and I don't think they've had a product do as well as Shape Tape or close to as well since that happened. I know they have the Tartelette in Bloom palettes, but I don't know, a lot of the products I just mentioned don't seem that special, and I kind of wonder, why do you guys keep coming out with palettes that have another blush palette with the same blushes? It's confusing to me. Maybe if they weren't spending so much time coming out with new random things, they could have made their foundation shade range better. Just saying. The next brand is the Sephora Collection brand made by Sephora. I can't believe I'm talking about this brand because nobody does. The only time I ever remember Sephora Collection being seriously raved about was when they had those matte lip creams that everyone loved. I bought one of those. I absolutely hated it. It was so drying. But anyway, I went onto the Sephora website and I went to new arrivals, and they just have so many products. And the thing is, most of them don't have that good reviews. When you go to the sales section of Sephora, so oftentimes you see Sephora Collection there, and no one really talks about Sephora Collection. I feel like the Sephora Collection is more for if you go into the store and you don't know as much about makeup. It's a little less expensive, so you might think, oh, let me buy this instead. I know when I was starting out with makeup, I did that a couple times at Sephora, but just in general, there's so many new things. Sorry, I'm scrolling through the website looking at the new things, but I just think they should spend a little less time making so many things and maybe more time marketing the things that are new, or spending more time on the formulas, because it just seems like they don't do that well. And I'm sure Sephora doesn't need the Sephora Collection to do amazing because it's with Sephora and Sephora makes so much money anyway. But just in general, I don't know, I'd love to see something from the collection that is truly different or inspiring, or something that a lot of time went into, or something with a marketing campaign that really stands out. All right, and last I have e.l.f. I talked about e.l.f. in my video of products you bought just because they were on sale, and in that video I said that e.l.f. isn't as raved about as it used to be. Now, I'm not saying that e.l.f. doesn't have products that are popular or products that are raved about, but as a whole, people used to buy so much from e.l.f. and e.l.f. used to be talked about all the time, and now I feel like it's only talked about when it's a brand focus video. I'm on the e.l.f. website right now, and here's the thing with e.l.f. They make what used to be one of the most affordable brands. You could buy most products for $1 to $3, and if you go on what's new, the new products are $6, $8, $12. It kind of makes me sad. And if you have noticed, nobody quite talks about these products the same way they used to. I feel like part of the hype used to be, look, I can recommend you this thing and it's $3 and you can go buy it, and now they don't have that angle. And I'm not saying that their products aren't good alone, but that was a really great angle to have. There are so many new products as I'm scrolling through, and I just think that with the price jump, people have decided that they can't keep up. It used to be e.l.f. would come out with a ton of new stuff and you could make a $40 purchase from e.l.f. and literally buy the entire collection. And now with everything being $8 to $12 or $6, you can't do that as much. I think e.l.f. loses a lot of the appeal when those prices go up very high. Lauren actually made a video on drugstore prices that have gone up. You guys should check that out. That was a fabulous video. Alright guys, so that was everything. Don't forget to check out Lauren's channel and subscribe to her. You won't regret it. She is so amazing. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.